All right. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
Episode 8.
This is episode 8. I wanted to say that we're going to try and be more fan-oriented. We're going to, if you want to send us, you want to hear us talking about something, let us know.
Yes, please.
Let us know. Shoot us a comment. Shoot us a text.
Email.
We love you all.
DM.
We got 15 subscribers. And we're we're on Apple Podcasts. We're also on Spotify, all the major platforms.
Yeah,
so
subscribe on those.
Give us a shout. Send us a message.
In the car.
We'll talk about anything and everything.
Yeah.
Because we're dumb.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it.
Yeah, and we thank you for listening. So
thanks, guys.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get this, man. Both starting out with Tangerine.
There's a little fizzle on that one.
Yeah, you almost hit the computer there.
We're back with White Claw Wednesday.
We are. Cheers up.
Episode 8.
Ooh. Oh, the tangerine is really good.
Yeah, it really just kind of tastes like you're sipping on a cutie.
Yeah. It's like I squeezed a tangerine into my mouth.
Yeah. Which
it's the first time I've had it. Oh, that's good.
Apparently there's some issues with the idea of manly men drinking White Claws.
Yeah,
and
there is. So actually,
I gotta say, it reminds me a lot of the first party I ever went to. There were Mike's Hard Lemonades there, and I wanted one, obviously, because it tastes like lemonade. It's good.
Yeah, it tastes great.
So I went to get one, and Michael got one too. Michael was there, and Michael got one, and we're drinking them together. And it might have been Articuno. If it wasn't Articuno,
yeah,
it was.
We're talking about a dude from our high school.
Yeah, someone with the same energy as Articuno, and comes up and he calls Michael gay for drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Classic.
And he hasn't noticed me drinking it yet because I'm like standing on the side of Michael, so like my drink is still kind of covered.
Yeah.
And so I quickly just set it down on the counter away from me like it wasn't mine, and just came into the conversation like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah. So I don't know why it's a big deal, man. I think what it is it's like groups of people get wrapped up in this idea that like things are manly. It's kind of toxic masculinity is what I think it is. So White Claws do get a bad rep for certain crowds because, and especially like older adults probably have a problem with it because they just grew up on beer,
Yeah.
They grew up on beer, and I guess we grew up on beer too.
True. No, 100%. Yeah. Coors was the first thing first alcohol I ever
like 8
had.
years.
Yeah. First beer I ever had was Coors.
I just think that it's just toxic masculinity and like what the fuck is that? Like, you're not drinking beer, bro. It's kind of like that where like people just judge you because you're drinking something that isn't hard to drink because it tastes good.
But you know what I love about White Claws is that the difference between, like a White Claw and a Mike's Hard Lemonade or something like that is the fact that the White Claw is just 2 grams of sugar.
It's great, man.
Like, it's really easy to drink.
I'm actually kind of confused because...
And most of the time, easy to drink alcohols they're easy to drink because they're full of sugar.
Full of sugar, right.
But this only has 2 grams of sugar, and it's 5% alcohol in it, and it goes down just as easy as something you would imagine having like 30 grams of sugar or something like that.
Honestly, it goes down easier because the too much sugar for me, like when I'm drinking it and I'm like, what am I drinking?
Yeah.
Like syrup.
You kind of like feel it in your mouth.
Thick, and it like lines your throat almost. It's just like bad.
It's sort of an icky. It's a sugar over.
So I'm confused as where the calories come from because
the 2 grams of sugar.
Well, the 2 grams don't add up. I mean,
each gram is 50 calories.
No. I'm pretty sure carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram. Okay. I could be wrong with that.
Okay.
But so what I'm thinking is because you get the alcohol from the sugar, right? I don't know how they do it, but
that's
they ferment
do you think
sugar.
that's where they get it?
Sugar. Yeah, that's definitely how they get it.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that even if you turn sugar into alcohol, it retains its caloric density, I guess, because this doesn't add up, right? You can't have 2 grams of sugar, no fat, no protein, and it be 100 calories. I'm not a nutritionist, but from the basics of knowing that a carb is 4 calories, protein's 4 calories, and fat 7 calories, I read that online somewhere, that these numbers don't add up.
Yeah, I'm glad you say that, because since this is a seltzer, it makes me think of when I first heard of LaCroix.
Yeah.
I had an English professor back at SLO who was the first person I saw drinking, coming into class with a can, said LaCroix on it. I was like, what the hell is that? And then I started noticing it everywhere. And then I came back home and my dad's drinking it, blah, blah, blah. And I look at the back of it and it's like no calories, like 0, 0, 0, 0, everything. And then it's like, then I look at the ingredients and it's like carbonated water and then natural flavoring.
Classic.
And I was just sort of like, what the? It's just one of those kind of mystery things to me.
Like, what do they put in it?
What is the natural flavoring? And it goes in line with this and that. You look at the ingredients. Do they put the ingredients on here?
Yeah, they have to. For sure they do.
Purified carbonated water, alcohol,
Sugar.
natural cane sugar, yeah.
Stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. So this isn't that mysterious to me then, because this has more ingredients in it. Yeah, the LaCroix was just sort of sketch because it was just like carbonated water and natural flavoring. So I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't really understand that. But
you know what's funny about us is like, you get a carbonated water, and it's fancy. But if you get a carbonated water and throw alcohol in it, you're a bitch. Potentially. For some people,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I don't understand why do White Claws get a bad rep, because they're so good. And you know what's funny is I bet the same people that were like, it's bitch beer, blah, 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 are probably drinking it by now. Like, I feel like we've gotten over that wave of like, why are you drinking Claws?
Yeah, I don't.
Because my buddy, I'm going to call him out, Brady, used to make fun of me because I would roll up with the Claws. And then, now he's like drinking Claws with the boys,
Of course.
So I think we're over it, man. I think we're over it. The Claws have overcome,
and I also think they're
society because they're.
I think they're
superior.
They're a frat guy thing. I think fraternities like them. So to me, right there, that's some backup that they're macho.
Well, I think they came up. I think they came up through the sororities, and the dudes were like, "What the fuck?" Like,
yeah, and then they tried them, and they're like,
and then
wow.
like,
"Whoa, these are 5%.
Wow,
I can crush these.
These are really good.
These go down. I mean,
these go down easy.
I mean,
I'm not tired. I'm not.
What was
bloated?
New Year's Eve? I had about 7.
7, dude. Yeah.
In what? That's 7. What are you thinking? Under 90 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, it was fast, man. It was impressive for sure.
Yeah, I couldn't finish that game of Monopoly because of that. Yeah, no, if you really want to drink them like water, they go down like water, but they will affect you like alcohol.
Yeah,
I can guarantee that.
So, if you don't know what we're talking about, watch episode 2, I believe. Was it episode 2? Yeah, it was episode 2.
Oh, well, that was food poisoning.
Okay, but you were also dehydrated.
I was dehydrated from the food poisoning,
okay,
from
maybe
vomiting.
So, yeah.
I mean,
but these do not hydrate you.
No,
they don't.
No,
which is surprising because it's water, right?
Yeah, but I mean, when you get the 5% alcohol, it's like then it becomes a dehydration thing. Scientifically, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Wait,
I don't know.
Does alcohol like really dehydrate you? I thought that was only you not drinking water and you only drinking beer or something like that. Is it the alcohol?
Shit, dude. I don't honestly now that
we should probably know
calling
this
it
as
now that we're calling
avid alcohol drinkers.
Well, No, I'm pretty sure it dehydrates you.
I would.
I mean, why else would they recommend drinking water between drinks? Why else would that be a thing?
Well, that's because alcohol is like potent and dangerous, I think.
Yeah, but think. Okay, yeah, you're right. I guess, but
maybe it's both though.
But
maybe it's like a double whammy. Like you should.
But if you think about it, like every time you had a drink, if it also counted as like having a water, then you know what I mean.
Then what?
Okay.
Then it wouldn't be as fun, or that it wouldn't be as like dangerous.
Well, it's just like, you know, if these actually hydrated you. Mm-hmm. Well, no, it was still food poisoning. I don't know.
They don't. That's the point. So it must.
I really think that. I don't know. I don't want to say alcohol dehydrates you and then sound like a dumbass.
Because I don't drink like 10 of these and see my, and be like, oh, like I feel so refreshed, like.
It doesn't feel hammered.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's like having 10 beers. It's 5% alcohol. It's not. Yeah.
Anyways,
no joke.
I don't know why people don't. People get a. Why don't people like these,
dude?
Like, I feel like you have to come in it at an angle where you're like, I am an IPA guy. I don't fuck with anything besides IPAs or beer. I don't know. What is it? Why do people feel so attached to like a product or a drink? Like, why do we get so attached to it? And then when you see something else coming up, you're like, fuck that.
I think it's I don't know, maybe tradition or just what principle. Yeah, it's
a good question, huh?
It's principle. It's a drinker who has his morals of what
ethics
of what
I support
of what alcohol, what it means to drink alcohol, or I think it, and maybe it's the whole trend, the fact that it's trendy.
I think so.
People don't like to be trendy. People like to try to be different, and since it's popular in certain areas, other people avoid it. And maybe because it has a fraternity, sorority, young vibe to it that people look down on. Actually, this takes me into
maybe
a fun little thing. Something I noticed. So I was mentioning to you earlier, off air, that
off air.
I went to the bar on Wednesday for my roommate's 21st birthday, and the bar we were at, it's actually a pretty nice bar. Like when you look at it from the outside and then just the area it's in, you're thinking like, oh, this bar sucks. But then you go in and it's got like a great draft beer selection. It's like a bunch of pool tables, beer pong tables, outside patio area, big bar, a lot of tables. Yeah, it's great. So we're in there, and I noticed throughout the night that the thing about this bar is that it's not like, even though, we're less than a mile away from campus of state.
For sure.
It's not really a college.
It's not a college
vibe.
Bar.
It's not a college scene.
The thing about SF State is nice.
That was rough.
Right in my ears,
that came right through the nose.
Well, the thing about it is it's in a very residential area.
That's true. It is. Yeah.
So
and Park Merced, which is actually the little shopping center. Park Merced is a little shopping center inside a big old apartment complex. It's right by campus, and that's where the bar is. It's inside that.
It's inside Park Merced.
It's inside Park Merced. I mean, yeah. So it's got an older crowd, and it's funny being in there. Like we're the only young, really the only young bucks in there.
Young bucks, okay.
And I felt like we were just like, you get looks,
Yeah, it's their territory, man.
You get looks. You're like, you get like, and I'm up there, I'm ordering pitchers of beer or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting looks. I'm not even ordering White Claws, but I'm still getting looks. So I just, and I think it all stems from the fact that it's like, it's nothing about like, oh, like, actually, it is the fact that you're young.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the fact that you're young and people in bars are like fuck you. Like,
yeah.
that used to be me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like,
well, they
so
just look at you as if you're so immature that you don't understand life.
Yeah.
And it's honestly like so repulsive.
It is really stupid.
It's like, it's like the thought that like.
You were literally me.
Exactly. And not only that, okay, picture this, right? You're like 10 years old and you're picturing yourself in like 20 years or not even 20 years, like when you're 21.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm going to have everything figured out. Like I'm going to be so mature, you know? Yeah. And I'm going to like understand how to handle life.
Yeah.
And then you're 21 and you're saying the same thing to yourself. Like when I'm 31, I'm going to have an understanding about life and I'm going to like know all this. And it's like you get to that age and then you look down on like everyone else that is younger than you.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And plus it's like a generational thing where, you know, different generations will have, I mean, just generational ties to different things, right? Like, I don't know. It's like my dad doesn't like rap, you know, and like I enjoy listening to rap. Why? It's good music, you know, but my dad absolutely hates it. Why is that?
Because classic rock was
culture. Right? Because you grew up on something different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because your dad's a classic rock kind of guy.
He is. He's a very classic rock. Which, by the way, I enjoy classic rock too.
And your dad's got some gnarly speakers.
Man. Yeah, he does. He does.
Those. I mean, that I have never, ever been or experienced speakers or sound system.
My dad has a really tricked out truck.
Like I did on your brother's birthday, at your brother's birthday party.
Did he just tell you, oh, hey, come in the car. We're going to jam out?
Yeah, he was talking. Yeah. I mean, because he
does that too much.
Your dad was getting pretty
he was hammered. He was hammered.
Shit, Connie.
Shit, Connie.
Yeah, so we go in the truck and he turns on, it must have been like I think it might have been Led Zeppelin.
I don't know. It was Led Zeppelin, AC/DC,
something like in one of like he was describing it as like one of their hardest songs or whatever in terms of bass. I don't know. So he puts it on and he turns it like all the way up, and it was
your whole car's shaking.
Yeah, the whole car's shaking, and you kind of feel like you're.
It's almost claustrophobic, kind of, you know.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's also so loud that it's like it's not even loud at all. You know what I mean?
I know. What do you mean?
Let me describe it.
Like it's too loud.
It's so loud
that you're not hearing how loud it is.
That you're past the point of understanding how loud it is.
Yes. Okay, I understand that.
You know?
Yeah.
Because like when you're turning something up, and it's like getting louder, you're like, oh, shit! Like turn it down, turn it down. But your dad was like, he cranked it and then he pressed play, so it was like straight into it. So it was instantly like, and it was like right away, and it was funny because like you just kind of adjusted in a way where your ears couldn't handle how loud it was. So it was just like, oh, this is normal. Like this is what I'm experiencing. Yeah. It was almost kind of like being like in an action movie or something. And imagine like there's some vortex, you know, in the final battle that's like pulling everything in, and you're like doing battle right by the vortex, and you're trying not to get pulled in. And it's just like, imagine like you just have this constant loud noise that is just like stuck in your ear that you can't. I mean, it sounds negative the way I'm describing it.
I mean, it was fun,
but it's unbelievable. It feels like you're in another world in a way. That's how loud it is. And the fact that, and that's what's so great about his sound system is that it like wouldn't really matter like what song you played. No, you know, you could do something classic rock hard, you could do some heavy metal hard, you could do some rap hard, and it was just it would just, oh my god, yeah,
it was a great sound system.
He's still driving that truck, right?
Yeah, dude. He's not letting that thing go.
That thing is
it's crazy.
It's an accomplishment. It's really impressive, and it's so funny that your dad made it, because it's you don't expect it from a guy who can nail a dance recital. You wouldn't expect him to. He can
nail a dance routine and
run a recital.
Run a show.
The show, yeah. I mean,
he can. You know, my dad's honestly like.
And he can build a sick ass truck.
Blue collar. He's like a solid blue collar worker, because
I agree.
He has
That's a
like
good way of
many
putting it.
talents where he can do a lot of things with his hands, basically. Right?
Didn't
and that's blue collar, right? Blue collar workers.
Yeah, I think so. And didn't he build the whole?
He
built
whole
the outside
patio,
area,
basically.
Yeah,
that patio, gazebo, whatever you call it.
That feels like a restaurant in your backyard.
It does, man. Yeah, it does. We have a bunch of like these wine barrels that he made into tables, and
then you got a bunch of like
the overhang.
You got all these corks like.
The corks with the candles.
Yeah, the corks with the
very artsy fartsy.
And then you got like
which actually my mom did, but yeah.
You got a nice like outside TV hung up. Yep. Everybody for the view.
The heater's there.
The tables tables have stools.
You're making me miss Riverside.
There's a nice overhang. It's very nice.
It's crazy because, I don't know. To me, it's kind of like, I mean, I don't want to bring my family into like saying that we're the ideal like American dream or whatever, because we're not. Because... Well, I'll say this. That house, when I was growing up, it did not look anything like how it looks now. It looks so much nicer and put together.
You guys have brought up the property value as you've lived in it. Yeah,
very much.
I feel.
And, I mean, that's solely because, one, my dad's working the backyard, and two, the remodel. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's pretty cool, right?
No,
the fact that you buy a house, like this is how I picture it. Like I'm buying a house, and I don't want to buy a house that's put together already, like all put together.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, like that has some work to be put into it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I want to be putting in work into my home, right? And I want to be able to do these things with my hands, like my dad did, and I feel as if that's not as common anymore. Don't you think that our generation is kind of like I want to buy it and then
I want to buy it like
it's
tricked out.
All there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because definitely, right?
Oh,
I feel like most
agree.
of the houses that are going up for sale now are like that. They're like, you just buy it and everything's ready. Like there's a nice stone stove in the backyard with a barbecue, and there's already the pool, and then there's like, palm trees or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned the whole idea of just wanting the younger generation. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Gen Y.
It's not as common anymore.
What are we, dude?
I don't know.
We're not millennials.
You're 97, I'm 90. You're 97, I'm 98.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
But
I don't really care. It's kind of dumb. You just categorize.
Isn't it so funny how like?
But I do like. I am happy we made it in the 90s. We made it.
We can call ourselves 90s babies.
We can call ourselves 90s babies.
Here's the thing. Who makes these fucking rules, dude? Who is like the governing body that is overseeing the generations?
Like who's deciding how to name the generations?
Like,
and
where
to cut off the year?
Exactly. Who's deciding this? Like, I don't like that guy. I don't like the guys that are coming out of this party or this year. They're different. Who's the governing body making these decisions, man?
I don't know.
Because I mean, what are we doing? We're just categorizing ourselves as Gen Y, Gen Z, millennials, baby boomers, and then it's like,
I think it's just. I mean, I don't know. I guess I want to think it's only just a way of organizing people's birth years and when they were born.
Part of a generation,
and also in terms of statistics.
Yeah.
When analyzing certain patterns or trends among people.
No, it's definitely
It seems like it would be easier to categorize it with just broad like Gen X, and then that's X year to X year people born in that area,
right? But the difference
are more likely to blank.
Right. The difference is that there's no like set standard like every 15 years or something like that. It's like based on like preferences, or certain, like you said, trends,
Yeah.
Like baby boomers was when everyone was having babies, I guess.
Oh, okay,
right?
Yeah. Like the way they name it.
Yeah, and
the way they
millennials
decide
coming
to
out of the
kinda,
millennium, but like it's not a set. Like baby boomers weren't like 35 years or whatever.
Yeah,
and then millennials were 20 years. Like, it's not like every 15 years or something like that.
That's true.
I don't know. It's just a funny system to me. Like, first of all, who's making these generations? And, like, how are we deciding when and where we're cutting them off, you know?
Yeah, who's emailing the name of the new generation of people to whoever?
Who's sending the emails, man?
Who makes it official?
We need to get to the bottom of it.
Who calls the shots on?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it makes me wonder who came up with the whole, the signs, like, for birth, like when you're born, like Aquarius and...
Oh, the astrology? Or
yeah, the astrology. Yeah. Like, when did that start? I mean, I feel like that's got to be a long time ago.
That's got to be really old, man.
Yeah, it's got to be really old. Just because it's based on, like, the stars and, you know, the solar system or whatever.
Yeah.
But do you think, what do you think about that?
I mean, here's my thing.
Okay.
Go ahead. You go first, man.
Aren't you a Cancer?
I am a Cancer.
See that?
Doesn't it make sense? Kinda.
I mean, it's not even that. It's just like sucks that there's like, why is there one called Cancer?
I've always thought that too.
Like, that really blows. Like, because I'm an Aquarius.
That sounds awesome.
And that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds like Aquaman's like brother, or sister, or some shit.
Yeah.
And you got Cancer, which is known as the worst disease there is, because it's, you know,
I don't know.
And it's just like, where that's right there is what makes me think it's super like old.
You know what, like, I think?
It comes from like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was like a recent thing,
no one would do that.
Nobody would have been like, let's do this section called Cancer.
I mean, I don't know when the cancer illness was diagnosed for the first time.
When it was named.
When it was named.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But I bet it was like, you know, what's like the rival sign to like Cancer? You know, let's just say it's a Libra or like Leo or something.
Yeah, okay.
What if like the doctor was a Leo and he was like, fuck these cancers, I'm naming this Cancer.
Oh, man. Dude, I hope not. I really hope not.
I'm just fucking around. Up. But
I mean, yeah, but who knows? That could be that.
But like, why would you name it Cancer?
And that's why I really think it was like, it has to be. No, it has to be like super old to the point where like early, like
1,000 years old.
Yeah,
at
like
least.
Yeah, to where it wasn't even like disease wasn't even really understood in a full.
No,
you know,
sure.
they were just
for sure.
Yeah, because it has to have some other meaning to it.
Yeah,
and that meaning must somehow have some sort of connection with why they named it the disease that, you know what I mean?
What is the link?
I don't know what the link is.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm saying
question,
that there probably is a link though.
Yeah, there has to be, right? Like, why would you name these two things? I mean, it's been so prominent in society. Like, like I was literally just talking to my coworkers the other day. Like, oh, what sign are you? You know, and it's weird because none of us really believe in it, but we always ask each other and we always talk about it. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. None of you believe in it, because I have a lot of people that I work with who really believe in it. Yeah. And
here's the thing.
They talk to me about it. They ask me and stuff.
I think that the language behind the signs is phrased in a way, like if you go on those like online, what's it called? When you go online and you look up these like, you get I'm blanking on the word, dude. It was
go
used
online
so much in high school. It's like, I'm gonna have to look this up, dude. It's gonna bother me. But basically, you go online and like the way these like phrases, your horoscope. Jeez, there we go.
Horoscope, yeah.
God, I'm so glad I remember that.
Okay.
Your horoscope, right?
Okay.
Your horoscope. You go online, you're like, okay, like it's June, like let me go online and see my horoscope, and it would be like,
see what's coming up for me.
Go on some website and you would click on, oh, I'm a Cancer, like this is my horoscope for the month, right?
Yeah.
And God, I haven't used that word in years, man. But you go and you get your horoscope,
really?
And it's like phrased in a way where anyone could relate to it, you know? So you're reading this and you're a Cancer and I'm reading it and it's kind of like worded in a way where it could relate to literally anyone that has dealt with life.
Okay.
That is my theory on it. That you can relate to any sign you're given and you just sort of subconsciously agree with one more sign because you are that sign, you know?
Okay. Yeah, it's a.
Like, have you read horoscopes before?
I think I have. Yeah, okay. I have. They're like they're super general things.
Generalizations, exactly. Yeah. And so there's a lot of things that you could be going through in life where you're like, wow.
It's like palm reading.
I'm not familiar with palm reading, but I'm sure that
I just feel like with palm reading,
the people are talking.
The people
about
who are like trying to tell your future.
Yeah.
They're not. There's nothing specific. It's like, okay, I guess I can't actually know, but I'm just basing this off.
Yeah, none of us have had a palm reading.
TV knowledge and other people telling me about palm reading experiences.
Bullshit, yeah.
But it's statements like, oh, you'll be very rich. You know, you won't find love. Blah blah blah. Statements that are like 50-50 coin tosses, kind of. You know what I mean? So it's like you're like, oh, no way. You know. Speaking about 50-50 coin tosses. More. Have I ever told you my joke about the lottery? I guess it's not really a joke. But
I don't think so, no.
I mean, it's really stupid.
Maybe
so
you have,
be
probably.
prepared for how stupid it is. All right. So the next big old jackpot that's worth whatever millions.
Okay. Did you ever play that billion jackpot? Sorry to interrupt you. But
I did not know. But if you buy a ticket, you have a 50-50 shot of winning. Because
a single ticket.
If you buy a single ticket for the $1 billion lottery, you have a 50-50 chance of winning.
Because either you win or you lose, right?
That's the punchline. Yeah, you nailed it.
Hell yeah. You know what's so funny about that, too, is if you buy another ticket, it's the best way to double your chances. Right?
And then if you buy a third one, it's the best way to triple it.
Well, no, because you have one ticket.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. And that ticket's worth $2, let's say. So you buy $2, and your chances are like 1 in a million at that time, or 50-50 according to your joke. Right?
Yeah.
But it's like 1 in a million, right? But if you wanted to be 2 in a million, right, to double your chances, all you have to buy is one more ticket, right? And so it's the best way to double your chances. Yeah. Whereas if you were going to try and triple your chances, well, now you have to buy 3 more tickets.
3 more tickets, okay.
Or 2 more tickets, excuse me. Because now you have 2 tickets, right?
Yeah.
Hilarious, huh?
Wait.
Sorry, I said
if
that
you're
wrong.
tripling the 2 tickets, you have to get 6 more tickets.
If you want to double your chances again, you have to buy another 2 tickets, right? Like you can only double your chances one time in this efficient way.
Okay.
Are you not following what I'm saying?
Well, I thought you were making a joke about like numbers and saying like if you buy 1 lottery ticket, in order to double your chances, you have to get 1 more, so you have 2 lottery tickets, and then in order
that's
to double
true
your chances
though.
Again, you have to get. It's all. I fucked it. No, never mind. There's no number joke in there.
No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. I was being serious.
I mean,
it's funny because it's stupid, right?
Yeah,
but
you double your chances. But then you buy 1 more ticket, you triple your chances. And you buy 1 more ticket, you quadruple your chances.
Well, if you buy 1 more ticket after you've bought 2, then you're not tripling your chances. But if you buy 1 more ticket, if you buy 2 more tickets after you've already bought 2, then you're doubling your chances, right? And so that's the joke.
Yes, because you're going from 2 to 4.
The joke is the best way to double your chances in the lottery is only buying 2 tickets. You have the highest probability with the cheapest cost, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Word.
You feel me?
I feel you.
And you know what's so funny? Is my buddy, when this $1 billion lottery came out, was it $1 billion? It was some crazy amount of money.
Yeah,
you remember that hype, right? It was like a year ago.
Yeah, I do.
I went and I got 2 tickets because of the reason that I just discussed. And my buddy's like, "No, dude." Like, I was like, "Oh, are you guys playing?" Because like I had never played the lottery. Like I've never gambled in my life except for that moment, which is buying 2 lottery tickets. And I was like, "Oh, you guys playing the lottery?" And he's like, "No, I'm not, dude. It's a waste of money. Like I know my chances." And I was like, "Well, it's 0 if you don't play, you know."
True. I used to always tell my dad, because he likes to play the lottery, I would tell him, Dad, people who have it together don't win the lottery.
So actually,
like, I was just like making a joke about like how usually you're like, imagine like, I don't know, when I think of like a lottery winner on TV, like holding up the check with the camera on him, it's usually They look like basically. I'm not trying to. Okay, I am throwing shade, but
no, you're not.
They look like half homeless.
Well,
like I feel like people who win the lottery are always like in kind of shitty circumstances, and people that are doing well don't win the lottery.
Well, dude, there's actually a lot of studies on how financial insecurity reduces your cognitive ability. So if you're in a financially insecure place, you're actually more likely to do stupid things like buy lottery tickets. Isn't that funny? Because your IQ points actually go down.
As you're making less money.
Yeah, because you're making less money. Well, isn't that so funny?
No, I mean, it makes sense when, like...
Well, it's not funny, it's sad, but it's
it's sad, but it makes
ironic.
sense when you think about, like again, when you treat human beings like statistics. And you and like it just makes sense, you know? Because people that are dumb have a hard time keeping jobs.
Yep.
Therefore, they make less money.
Yep.
And then become, well, I'm not going to say they become more dumb.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily think that's true, but I'm just saying that dumb people are the kind of people who struggle to hold jobs. Therefore, they have less money. Therefore, that stat exists.
Well, it's not that dumb people are, I mean, that's not what you're saying, but I'm saying is like, it's not that dumb people are the ones that are buying lottery tickets. It's that if you are in a situation where you're financially insecure, that literally your cognitive ability, right? Like your ability to make good decisions goes down just because you don't have enough money. It doesn't have anything to do with how smart you are. Your ability, like regardless of where your IQ is at when you start losing money, it automatically goes down when you're financially insecure. You following that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think maybe that's why we associate dumb people with being like poor, you know? Or like you're not making good decisions. Like, you know?
Yeah. But you know what? I'm just want to throw in a little
caveat.
I'm just going to dumb people man, I don't even want to say you're right. We do tend to associate dumb people with poor people, but I don't want to say that that's totally true. Just because of how
maybe we're being a little harsh, but
we are being harsh because I
think what we're trying to say is you have to make dumb decisions to get places.
Yeah, I mean,
like if you're homeless, like you had to make some bad decisions, right?
100%.
Like,
yes.
There's
true.
And I think that's why we're sort of encompassing like bad decisions with dumb, but I mean, and even the point that I'm saying is like supporting that, whereas you're not dumb.
Yeah.
If you are in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Maybe you just didn't have money,
Yeah. And I do dumb things.
Oh, for sure.
But
we're probably one of the stupidest people.
But we have a privilege, white privilege. So
for sure,
that goes back again to the fact that I don't want to just say like there's just dumb people and there's dumb people in every sort of
absolutely dude.
Arena of wealth and status. You know what I mean? Like just think of like Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Like they're dumb.
Yeah. Well, dude,
I mean, they're massively successful, but they're dumb.
Yeah, and I was.
So
to further your point,
it's just a prime example of like there's just dumb people everywhere. So,
yep.
And there's also that means there's smart people everywhere too.
Absolutely.
So there's also poor people who are smart or people who are in the worst situations who are really smart.
Yeah, and I was actually watching The Pharmacist. Did you watch that on Netflix?
The Pharmacist.
The Pharmacist.
The Pharmacist. Why does that sound familiar?
Well, it's a Netflix
original film? Is it a documentary?
It's a documentary, I think. Yeah. It's basically about this guy who was essentially his own private investigator when his son died, because he was buying drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he was basically taking down these like people that were giving out Oxycontin, like pill mills. Anyways, he was saying one of the people that they interviewed was a Purdue Pharma sales rep for the time where the pill mills were like at the height. You know what I'm talking about, right? In terms of pill mills and OxyContin and Purdue Pharma. Basically, Purdue Pharma was pushing, hey, everyone takes OxyContin, and got everyone addicted. And then they were like,
I did hear, yeah,
giving them out like pill mills where like literally pharmacists or people would have like pre-signed, what's it called when you get something from a doctor? Prescription.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pre-signed prescriptions to get Oxy faster.
Anyways, the guy was saying that no one in Purdue Pharma is dumb.
Yeah.
But they were all playing dumb. Right.
Yeah.
And even up to the highest people where you hear, like you see the president and CEO, the owner of Purdue Pharma, was like saying in an interview, being asked like in an investigation, do you think that Purdue Pharma had an effect on the OxyContin or, drug crisis that we have in America? And he's like, no. And it's just like, bro, what? It's like, and he's smart, probably, right? He's just making dumb decisions, you know?
Yeah, and I think, you think any of that is also associated with, just wanting to make money?
Oh, I mean, that's solely, I think that's solely the purpose that he has.
Yeah,
and it's, but the problem is that you want all this money, but subconsciously you're like, well, we didn't do anything wrong. Like, people make their own choices, like blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And then you actually think that you're not doing anything wrong, when like you definitely are doing something wrong. And so I think that is being dumb, right?
True. Speaking about wanting to make money and doing something that is kind of dumb, it could be looked at as dumb. The NFL is proposing new rules that will add a 17th game to the season. And basically what that means is...
That's a big deal too, right?
Yeah, just because of what I've heard. I mean, obviously I've never played a game of football before, but I hear that after every game, it's like, your body feels like it was like hit by a car.
Yeah, for sure.
And the reason why you got to play once a week is because it takes a week to recover from a car accident. So...
Does it?
I mean, I'm just continuing the metaphor.
Like,
I just continue the metaphor.
These are pretty good numbers, man. Human body is impressive.
I mean, I would honestly, if you got hit by the car in the right way, yeah, you could. I think you could be okay after a week. But
yeah, like whiplash, kind of like. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I guess it would be more of, I'll change it up. I think it's more like maybe like getting in a car accident every week. Maybe not necessarily like getting hit by a car, but like being in a car that gets in a crash or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Basically, the game's brutal, and adding a 17th game is just adding another chance for their leg to snap in half, or something horrible to happen.
Yeah.
So the players aren't really about it, but obviously the league is, because they want to, make more money off the season. Yeah. And also part of this rule is adding 2 more teams to the playoffs picture. So making it 14 teams.
And
I think 12 to 16. 12 to 16. Basically, they're adding more teams to the playoffs. I think it's 2 or 4 more teams, but pretty much what would
you'd have to even out.
True.
Besides,
unless they did. Well, all I know is what's happened. What this would mean would
unless
that be
a bye or something.
wild card weekend would have 6 games. So three games on Saturday and 3 games on Sunday.
So the third seed would get a bye, I think, is how it would work. Do the first and second seed get a bye already?
Basically,
or no?
I do know. I can reference one thing that I know. Like, so the Packers got a bye,
and they were the first seed in their division.
They weren't the first seed in the entire division. They were not the first seed there. The 49ers were the number 1 seed in their division. So basically,
I can't keep track of.
It's okay, but pretty much with this new rule, the Packers would have had to play and wouldn't have gotten a bye.
I see. So they're pulling people down.
Yeah, they're kind of yeah. So, and the idea is to have 17 games in the season, and then have the first weekend of playoffs have 3 games on Saturday and 3 games on Sunday, which is, as a fan of football, you're like, oh, hell yeah. That sounds tight.
Yeah.
So, but the majority of players are not about it, and another thing they're doing is they plan on adding another bye week. And then also shortening the preseason. So to me, it makes sense to shorten the preseason. I've never really understood the preseason. Why just have games that don't matter, which have a chance of you getting injured.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool that they're bringing down the preseason. I just don't know about the whole. I mean, obviously, as a fan, like I'm like, 17 games, cool. But at the same time, it's like, what's one more game? Like, what's the point? I mean,
a lot of money.
I know there's a lot of money, but it's like, even as a fan, I can like tell myself like, that's honestly not that big of a improvement. Like, you're giving me like I get to watch 16 games, and there's 17 weeks of it. Mm-hmm. So, and I mean, I just don't. It doesn't make any. I mean, I guess the way they do it, if they're adding another bye week, is they'd make it a 19-week season. So technically, yes, you would still be getting 2 more weeks of football. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's more than just one more game. It would be 2 more weeks, but it's just like, what's 2 more weeks?
Yeah, I mean, if the goal is to spread the games out more, I think that would be a good idea, where you just have more bye weeks.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Every team would just get 1 more bye week. It's not like they're getting more bye week. It's just like they're getting 1 more bye week.
Why not just get 1 more bye week right now?
Yeah, true, but
spread it out longer. Like, because you're a football fan,
but they're not going to do that.
Well, all I'm saying is
without an extra game.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
And I just think
but they could though, right? I mean, it doesn't.
They could, yeah, of course they could.
Yeah,
but I don't think they wouldn't do that.
Like, if they just spread out the season longer, they would probably make more money.
Yeah,
because football fans in general, like, even if you're a fan of a team, like,
you'll still watch any game.
Teams in your division.
And just watch games in general, which I 100% agree with, which is true. And so yeah, you're right. They could just have more bye weeks and just spread the season out, and then just give these teams like prime time. Because like on a Sunday morning, there's like 6 games going on, and
right.
If you were like do what you say without adding another game and just adding more bye weeks, you could still have like technically as much football. It would just, if they filtered it in the right way.
Yeah.
To where there was like
fans of football will watch other teams.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's not just the only team.
So I actually think that's a decent idea in terms of making more money, is just spreading out
because
the games.
I mean, it's a concern, man. I mean,
but what they won't, the reason why they won't do that, I think, is just for the whole idea of like what it means to like spend money on watching football. Like, because if you like get like League Pass, or like you're like a big you spend big money on watching football, basically.
Red Zone.
You can you can have like a giant projector just filled with games, like in every single spot.
Yeah.
And when you get the whole spread the season out, you lose that aspect. You lose the ability to be like, oh, this game's a blowout.
Or those bars that
or they have all the games on. Yeah. And then also just the ability, like, even if you just have one TV and you're watching a game, and let's say the Patriots are just pounding the Jets like they usually do. Yeah. And you're like,
shots fired.
I want to watch another game. Oh, wait, this is the only game on because of this new spread out season. Yeah. So that's kind of where you lose the, there obviously
Definitely.
Pros and cons to everything.
But I think in the long run, it would make them more money if they spread the season. Like, let's just say they gave another bye week. Mm-hmm. Like 2 weeks. So teams would have 2 weeks in between games. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 2 weeks in between games. Mm-hmm. I think they would make more money. But I mean, I don't think that, if the concern, and like, I was just watching the Aaron Hernandez, I was telling you earlier, I was just watching the Aaron Hernandez documentary, and CTE, if CTE is like a concern for those games, I really don't think it's the games that are so detrimental. I think it's the constant practicing. And so if you lengthen the season, right? Because like in MMA, practice. They talk about it all the time. It's like, it's not really the fights that are so bad. Like, yeah, you get really beaten up, but if all you were doing was fighting, like at like those fights, like official fights, you'd be fine. Yeah. The problem is when you're sparring and you're, practicing all day and rolling on the ground and hitting your head and all these things that happen to your muscles. Like, it's the same thing with football, right? Like, you're hitting pads, you're running plays, you're running scrimmages, like you're simulating an actual game because that's how you get good, right? Mm-hmm. And so regardless if you, I mean, this is counterintuitive to my suggestion earlier.
Yeah.
Regardless if you give another team a bye week, they're still going to be practicing. They're still going to get hit. They're still going to,
True.
get damaged. So I don't think that would help in the scheme of things. Like, it's not like these players are just showing up on game day and playing football. Like,
yeah, they're
practicing
tons of hours of
a lot.
practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what's the true damage, right?
Yeah. So extending the season would just do more.
Crack that other one, dude.
Would just do more damage.
I'm on my second. You're not gonna finish that? Not feeling it.
I mean,
wow, bro, you're such a bitch, dude. Are you kidding me? You don't do the claws, man.
I mean, he called me out. Like, if I'm being honest, I wasn't gonna drink it, but a call out is a call out.
Well, I'm probably not gonna finish this one either, but not by the time we end this podcast.
Now it's open, so
that's
okay.
True.
Well, now that I have it open,
cheers, man. I'm sorry I called you out, but
no, you're good. Did you watch the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury fight?
Mm-hmm. I did.
That was nuts.
Tyson Fury's a fucking beast, dude.
That was nuts.
Yeah,
that fight was so good.
It was a good fight.
I mean, I was, like I was telling Luis, a friend of mine, I told him, when it comes to big fights and stuff, I don't never really rooting for anybody necessarily, just because of the fact that these two guys are about to beat the shit out of each other for my enjoyment. Mm-hmm. It's like, in reality, I kind of want them both to win because they're both just doing me a favor right now.
Yeah.
They're putting on a show,
a
spectacle, and it's so epic in the sense of they're just
literally trying to kill each other.
Basically, so it's just I can't root for one other person because they're both doing so much for me.
No, and it was such a good fight too.
It was,
I mean, and Tyson Fury is such a beast, dude.
And
that is ridiculous.
You could tell like it very, very quickly that it was going to be all Tyson Fury.
Yeah, he said. I mean, have you heard anything about the aftermath? Like, he's been talking about how, first of all, he wants a rematch because
Tyson Fury does.
No.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder.
You gonna mention the costume?
Yeah, exactly. Because I didn't see the costume. I just watched the highlights.
Oh, bro.
Because I didn't pay for the fight. But I mean, I've seen pictures of it, and
I watched the whole thing, like the walk-ups and the
did
fight
you?
and everything.
I forgot what I was doing.
I watched it all live. Yeah.
I forgot what I was doing. There was
the
actually a big
was
big MMA fight that day. UFC.
Unbelievable. I saw him walk out.
The pictures look crazy,
and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
He looked like a cross between like Batman and like a Transformer. Like if you took like Batman and mixed him with Optimus Prime.
What was it trying to be? Was he just trying to be cool?
It was just his walk-in outfit. Yeah, it's really cool. But apparently it weighed like 45 pounds, so it weighed him down.
Yeah, that's what he said. So
and he had it on before and then like walked up. So I was like, yeah, weakened his legs.
I mean, definitely it would weaken my legs for sure. Carrying 40 pounds all the way up to the ring,
Oh yeah.
Or it's not a ring. What is it? A box? What do they call it?
No, it's the ring.
It's called the ring, right?
It's called the ring. Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah.
It's a square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I would love to see a rematch. I would.
I would too.
I hate to use the reason that like he had a costume on because like, bro, you shouldn't have worn a 40-pound costume. Like that's on you. But what's actually crazy about the whole thing is that wasn't even a title fight. That wasn't a title fight.
I thought it was.
That was the heavyweight champion.
I thought that doesn't mean it's not a title. I don't know how this works.
Well, I shouldn't say champion
because I just thought I thought he became heavyweight champion of the world again when he won.
Did they give him a belt?
I thought they did. I thought they were both undefeated. That was his first loss.
Maybe I'm mistaken, but I watched the highlights.
That was Deontay Wilder's first loss of his entire career.
I could be wrong. I watched the highlights, so I didn't see anything on the aftermath. But
I mean, I know it was. I mean,
did you see them give a belt?
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure. No,
I can't remember. I was too.
Andy Ruiz and I can't think of his name.
Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua. He's a British guy.
Anthony Joshua is definitely American.
Anthony Joshua is American?
Dude, please look it up right now. Because
Yeah,
you
I
just
thought
called
it
it
was British,
British.
bro.
Please look it up. I just could not. So I know I'm not crazy.
What,
one
dude?
of us is crazy right
I thought
now.
he was
I need to know
British.
which one is. But I'm like almost 99%
Isn't
sure
he
that
the
Anthony
heavyweight champion of
Joshua-
the world? I don't follow boxing that much. I follow UFC
Anthony
more.
Joshua is definitely American. Please confirm for me.
Dude, honestly, that would be
Please.
so fucking funny.
Because I feel like I got that one 100% right.
English professional boxer.
Yikes.
Frank, you fucked up, dude.
Oh, man.
He's from Watford,
Damn
dude.
it.
The United Kingdom. Yeah, dude,
Damn
because
it.
I've heard him talk, and he's definitely... I mean, unless he just adapted a British accent or something.
He just did it to get fans.
No, he's the heavyweight title champion.
He's the champ.
He's the champ.
He's the champ. Okay.
And they're both in that division.
Yeah. So why can't Tyson Fury or...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like, is there going to be a rematch, or is there going to be the next title fight?
Four-way fight. They all... They all get a corner. You got
Just
Anthony
beat the
Joshua,
shit out of each other.
Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Ruiz, and they all just
That would be so
ding
unfair.
ding. They just all just.
Do you know how much fucking money that would make, dude? A 4-way.
I would pay for that fight.
I would so
actually
pay for that fight.
I would pay for that.
I usually
fight.
stream fights. I would pay
I would
for that
pay
fight.
for
'Cause
that
I
fight.
want HD. I want to see
want the full
everything. I want
quality,
4 cameras. Like,
I want them all to have like their own GoPros on top of their heads,
Yeah.
like filming the video.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you keep up with UFC at all?
Oh yeah, I mean only the big ticket fights, like the Conor versus Cowboys, and Nate Diaz versus Connors, and all that stuff.
Okay. There's one coming up, which is Stylebender versus Yoel Romero. Or Israel Adesanya, to be specific, as Stylebender, but it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be really good. Now he's the God, it's so hard to keep up. He's the lightweight champion of the world right now. And then Yoel Romero is this like Cuban dude who's, I don't know how he gets down to lightweight, but he's a brick, dude. It's gonna be a good fight.
Short, stocky brick.
I don't know how short he is, but he is a stocky brick, that's for sure. You should hear him talk, man. It's hilarious. But that's gonna be a good fight. And there's also coming up. There's Tony Ferguson versus Nurmagomedov, however you say his name. The guy that beat Connor.
Oh shit!
The last guy that beat Connor.
Okay.
So it's gonna be good, man. There's a lot of good fights coming up.
Here's what I want to know. I want to know when that guy who got the knockout in like a second is fighting again. The dude who literally just did a flying... Was it a flying knee? I think it was a flying knee. He did a flying
Masvidal.
knee. Yeah, when is Masvidal fighting again?
Apparently,
that's what I want to know. That guy's crazy.
Hopefully he's fighting the champion. And I'm blanking on his name right now. It's... Fuck, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. He's Nigerian. Anyways, he's a freaking beast, too.
Yeah.
Him, Connor. Well, Connor moved up to 170, so him, Masvidal, and Connor are all in the same division right now, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's
like
tight.
a big division,
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nate Diaz is also there, so.
Oh, shit. I heard a story about...
he's like a fan favorite. Like,
Nate Diaz?
Nate Diaz.
Oh, yeah, Nate Diaz is pretty sweet.
Because he walks out and he's like... Fucking
yeah, the way he flexes,
it's like, bro.
See, the way he flexes is so funny to me.
Stockton, dude,
because
straight up,
it reminds me of like how like little kids would flex, like toddlers would flex. Like what they think it means to like flex, to where they do this thing where like they put their like their chest and their arms like
wing
out
their
like
shoulder blades,
and
they're
they're
like fucking.
They wing their shoulder blades out. And
Like, dude, that hurts my shoulders.
And it's like I just like think of like I feel like even when I was younger, like that's what I thought was like the flex. I'd be like, and that's literally what
dude,
he does.
It's identical,
that's actually,
man.
It's like he never learned a new way to flex, and the fact that he just kicks ass in the UFC makes it really cool. That
makes it real, man.
Like a little kid who was doing that flex.
Yeah.
Brought it up. It's pretty sweet.
I hope he's gonna do another fight. They say he might run back. They might do McGregor versus Diaz 3, the trilogy.
The trilogy.
Fuck. I don't know why I've just gotten
Diaz
so
won
into
the first one, McGregor won the second one.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. You need it.
But
you
honestly,
need a third.
Diaz barely lost the second one. Like,
true. That
barely.
Yeah, I watched I remember the second one. The second one was good.
I mean, it was kind of it could go both ways type of situation. Yeah. So I mean, I shouldn't say barely, but yeah.
But no, I mean, you definitely need a third one when each is 1-1 against the other. You need a third to decide things.
Nate Diaz just got fucked up, dude, by Masvidal. Did you watch that fight?
I didn't, but I think I heard about it. What was? How recent was that?
That was like a couple months ago, I think.
Oh shit! I wish I would have watched that.
Within the year.
Damn, that sounds. Wait, was it 2020?
No, actually.
Was it the end of 2019?
It was in 2019. Yeah.
Wait, because the first fight was that after Masvidal's like 1 second knockout?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because he was like, bro, I didn't even fight. Like, let's go next week. You know.
He fucked up Nate Diaz.
He fucked up Nate Diaz. Yeah, dude. He did. But the thing is like
that guy.
The doctor called it, so Nate Diaz was like ready to go, but his eye, bro. I can't even describe it. It literally looked like this chunk of skin, like all up here, was just hanging on. Like it looked like it was already cut off. Anyways, God, it was a good fight, man. It was a really good fight, but it was like ended in this like, really, like you're gonna call it on, like the doctor's gonna call it. Like Nate Diaz was like, "Fuck that, I'm ready to go."
Yeah, and
not only that, so they actually made this BMF belt for that. Mm-hmm. Bad motherfucker. Yeah. And Masvidal's been repping it like hard. Like he's trying to make the cash, Dude. And I applaud him for it, but at the same time I'm like, dude, it kind of just like bro, that's not a title, Like it's just a belt. And so
I mean, he did knock a guy out in a second though.
He did. That's true.
That's so crazy.
Just flying. So he's getting a lot of hate right now because he's like, why is this dude repping something that's not like, you're not even a champ? But
I heard a story about Masvidal about him at the club, and he's got a chain on. Yeah. And a couple guys start looking at his chain, and one starts like, grabbing it, whatever. And he knocks that guy out. One punch.
I totally believe it.
Other guy knocks the other guy out. Dusts him off. He goes into the bathroom to, wash his hands of their blood. Mm-hmm. And another guy comes in the bathroom behind him, and he immediately just turns around and knocks him out. And didn't even hesitate. And apparently, like he was telling the story to someone who was interviewing him, and the person interviewing him asked him, that third guy in the bathroom, like, what did he do? What did he? Yeah. What? Yeah. He was he just going to the bathroom? And then Masvidal was like, I couldn't take that chance. He walked in behind me. I couldn't take that chance. And I was like, oh, dude, my
poor
God.
guy, man.
Imagine just walking in the bathroom.
Concussed.
Just getting clocked, dude. Just done.
Yeah. And then finding out later that it was Jorge Masvidal. And you're like,
exactly. You're like,
I'm actually okay with that.
I really hope the guy didn't know about his 1 second knockout, and then like later was like on his phone, was like, oh my God,
like I got knocked out by this guy. He's like showed it off.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's hilarious, man. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I'm excited for the future, man. A lot of good fights. I don't really follow boxing that much, but this fight had a lot of hype on it. Yeah, I watched both the Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz fights.
Did you watch the sequel to that? Because I only watched the first one.
I did. It wasn't as
I heard Ruiz got his ass kicked.
Yeah, he did. I was rooting for him too.
The underdog thing only works once, really.
The thing is that I don't think he deserved the first one. Like something happened where the other guy backed out and Andy Ruiz jumped in.
Yeah, it's one of those.
But he still
things.
won, and I think that he kind of let it go to his head. But I don't know. I mean,
maybe if you yeah, I mean it's still that first fight is still incredible.
For sure. The fact that he won. I mean, people know his name now. Like I didn't know his name until he got that fight, and then now he has a ton of money. So good for him. Anyways, dude, should we end it here, bro?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot to finish it off.
All right, so thank you everyone for joining us today.
Episode 8.
This is episode 8. I wanted to say that we're gonna try and be more fan oriented. We're gonna, if you want to send us, you want to hear us talking about something, let us know.
Yes, please.
Let us know. Shoot us a comment. Shoot us a text.
Email.
We love you all.
DM.
We got 15 subscribers. And we're on Apple Podcasts. We're also on Spotify, all the major platforms.
Yeah, so subscribe on those.
Give us a shout. Send us a message.
In the car.
We'll talk about anything and everything.
Yeah.
Because we're dumb.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it.
Yeah, and we thank you for listening. So
thanks, guys.
All right. That's episode 8. Cheers on that.
Cheers out, brother.